creates and distributes high-quality products. Things we all use every day, such as shampoo, conditioner, soap, toothpaste and toothbrushes, beauty items, cosmetics, health supplements, and much more. And Atomy is committed to bringing these prestige luxury items to the mass market. This strategy is known as mastige. And Atomy's concept is to enable consumers to swap brands. Atomy has an ethos of absolute quality, absolute price. It means Atomy is dedicated to ensuring its products are of a quality that is unmatchable for the price customers pay. And it's so simple to switch brand when what's on offer is unbeatable in quality and price. Remember that. Absolute quality, absolute price. Quality that is as good as, if not better, than designer brands at a fraction of the price. Atomy is an online shop or shopping mall. And hey, it's free and easy to join and set up an account. Yes, free to join. And once registered as a member, you have exclusive access to the Atomy product range. Here's the really good part. Buying from Atomy gives you points, known as personal point value, or to keep it really short, PPV. Each product has its own PV. Your PPV accumulates and never expires. You only have to make one purchase a year, no matter how small, to keep your account active. And that's no problem, because you love Atomy's absolute quality and absolute price, right? It gets better. You share Atomy's secret with others, they become members, and when they shop, you all earn PV. And what does PV mean? Cash, paid to you as commission. This is a new age of retail. Atomy puts the consumers first and rewards them for their loyalty. Although some members simply choose to shop for their own personal needs, many decide to develop their membership into full-time, lucrative businesses. Let's look at how this works in a little more detail. Let's say you recommend Atomy to your cousin, Jane, because you love using Atomy products so much. You become Jane's sponsor and give her your ID to enable her to register as an Atomy member. Jane is then automatically registered under your A market, your left leg. Then you recommend to your friend Adam, and he becomes registered in your B market, your right leg. Adam could be in Canada or China. Atomy membership is global. You or Jane or Adam can then sponsor more members to join your left or right leg, your A or B markets. They are added down the line, and they don't need to live in your country either. Everyone in each of your market legs generates PV. Remember that? Point value? You have your own PV, and every day your market legs generate group PV. As soon as your own PV exceeds 10,000, earned from purchasing one Atomy shampoo or face wash, for example, and each of your market legs exceeds 300,000 each month, you earn commission. Everyone in each of your market legs who qualifies becomes eligible to receive the same amount of commission. The larger your markets and the greater the collective PV, the higher the commission will be. And it's worth noting, keeping your market legs equally balanced is important. Group PV is calculated on the leg with the smaller PV volume. This is part of the secret of success with Atomy. Hard work is never wasted. And it doesn't stop there. As your network grows, so does your regular collective PV. And the hard work invested takes you higher up the ranks of mastership, which comes with life-changing bonuses. You can cherish the spirit of Atomy through its products of absolute quality and absolute price. You can share the good news and reap great rewards by doing so. You may have discovered Atomy compensation videos on YouTube or Channel Atomy already. More details about how it works is freely available. And Atomy's Success Academies and seminars will provide regular, inspiring support to members, and prospective members too. Absolute quality, absolute price.
Okay, absolute quality, absolute price. Indeed, indeed. I would like to do something, let's say, a little bit different, not necessarily special, but different, which is I would like to call upon someone that, let's say, have a testimony. Somebody has a testimony, and somebody has a testimony and about pain, okay? And share the Atomy item that you use for pain, okay? And see, the reason why I'm saying it is it goes in line with the guideline that when you find out, when you connect the dot, it's easily to share even with others. Let us connect the dots with the information that we have. See, so that you don't have to wait on Thursday. Now, right now on Thursday night, remember, we're going to follow in the pattern of the company of Atomy, which is that as you learn the products, you're able to answer certain questions. You're able to put two and two together. We're not going to answer any questions anymore. If there's anything, let's say that's super urgent, get with your upline. If they don't know, then I had a couple of people to call me last week, and we got the right information to them already. Because sometimes things need a little bit more understanding for assessment. But basically, a lot of things that's talked about on this program is really a lot of time autoimmune disease. And if you listen on the things in which the doctors don't talk about when you're talking about autoimmune disease, you'll be able to write down those things. Okay. So as far as pain is concerned, if you want to know about pain, let's listen to, and I hope Dawn is raising her hand, Dawn Marie is raising her hand until a testimony about pain. Okay, you can unmute your mic, Dawn. All right, hit that unmute.
Not pain, but when you get to the other thing.
Okay, all right, good. All right, okay, hold that, because I see you have like a couple of good ones. All right, do anybody have a testimony on pain and what they use for pain? There are two items that we use a lot for pain. See, it might be a third one. I can't think of the third one, but there's two main items that we use. So, okay, so no one has a testimony on pain. Well, you can unmute your mic if you're not able to, let's say, raise your hand. Okay, Alicia.
Hi, everybody. The Ethereal patches is one, and
Yay!
yes, and I would say the Hemohim, I know it alleviates pain, but also the omega-3. So not sure on which one you were looking for, because
No,
omega
I'm
three
looking.
omega three for anti
Uh-huh.
is an anti-inflammatory for me, and it have
Uh-huh.
helped me with inflammation on my joints, and that has contributed to lessen my pain. So I would say the omega 3 or the hemoheme, but the ethereal patches for sure.
Wow. Wow. See, I knew. See, see, you named him, and okay, if you don't mind me asking, what type of pain was it? You say the omega three, the
Um,
omega, the omega
arthritis
three,
pain. Arthritis
arthritis.
pain, yes. In
Okay.
arthritis, it's inflammation on the joints. So
Uh-huh.
the omega 3, I was taking two in the morning, two in at lunchtime, and two in the evening. And that have helped me a lot with my pain.
Wow. Wow. Him omega 3 and also the ethereal patches.
Inferior
That is so
patches.
cool. Well, thank you very much, doctor. I'll do to you. But see, that's
You're
great
welcome.
information. That is great information. And we all
Thank
should be
you.
hey now right now they out of them. See, it's all your fault. That's why we out of them. It's all
Yes.
your fault. You done brought them all up. That's
All
great.
right.
Fantastic. Okay, thank you. You can mute your
Thank
mic.
you.
All right, now then, let me see here. Carol,
Yes, good evening, everybody. I
yes.
can say that the pain patches are very good for me. I failed a couple of years ago, and it caused some problems with my neck. And what the doctor was giving me wasn't doing any good. And I just continued, I started using the patches and it really worked. And it has been causing me problems in my right hand where at night it like goes numb. So I started putting the patch on my wrist. And since I put the patch on my wrist, it doesn't go numb anymore. And so the doctor asked me recently, said, so what are you doing? You need any more of that pain cream that we sent you? I say, no, I'm using my patches that I sell with Atomy. And it's taking care of it's doing the job. When I put that patch on my wrist, my hand do not go numb. It makes a big difference. One other testimony, my daughter when she was 10 had hip surgery because she fell on the trampoline and it broke her hip. So she had to have hip surgery. And she called me a couple of days ago and she said, Mom, she said, that thing is bothering me. She's 46 now. And I said, well, you know how long you had that surgery? And so she said it woke her up in the middle of the night. She immediately got up and got her pain patches from Atomy and put it on there. And she said, Mom, I went back to sleep, no pain, no nothing. So she's on vacation right now. So she took the pain patches with her. And she said, and she was hurting this morning because they had to walk a long way to the terminal. And she said, Mama, it took care of the pain. I am so glad I brought my pain patches with me. So I'm telling you, those patches really do work. Another thing that I use is the plant calcium because I used to have cramps really bad in my calf at night. I don't have those anymore because I take about 4 to 6 of the plant calcium before I go to bed, and it really does work.
Right. And that's a key thing. Everybody remember that about those plant calcium. Okay? And connect the dots with the plant calcium. Thank you. That's plant calcium gets honorary mention. Indeed, honorary mention. Fantastic, fantastic. Now, now Dawn is excited about a testimony. Okay, Dawn is excited, so we want her to unmute her mic again. And everybody pay attention to this testimony. This is gonna knock your socks off. Look, let me tell you something. I don't even know nothing about it, but
You're
hey,
building it up, aren't
yeah,
you?
I'm kind of building it up. This is gonna be awesome, a whirlwind of a testimony.
Wow,
But
wow.
all of our testimony is whirlwind because it's
Yeah.
all natural. and we're doing it by making the right choice. And we need to know that some things we need to do, we need to kind of do a daily maintenance, okay, as for prevention.
Mm,
Prevention is very important. We want to
okay.
continue to advance. The way you can continue to advance your health, you continue to do certain things, okay? So, all right, Dawn, please share your
Hello,
testimony.
everyone. So I'm fairly new to.
You can turn your video back on. You looking all pretty there.
No, I don't. I don't
Okay.
feel pretty.
Okay. All right.
So I'm fairly new to Atomy, and I'm actually setting up a wellness practice in Tucker. And I was over there with the contractors 2 weeks ago. And so while I was over there, I was on a consult call telling another nurse colleague of mine about the products. And I got off the phone, and the contractor guy said to me, "Ma'am, whatever it is that you're talking about, I'd like to try some." So he walks closer to me and he says, "I have end stage kidney disease. My doctors ordered me a couple months ago to be on dialysis, but I am refusing." And he says, "If those products, whatever I heard you talk about them, are what they say they are, I'd like to try it." And are you hearing me?
Yes. Very well. Very good.
And I actually have product in my car, so I gave him the general contractor that I hired actually purchased it for the subcontractor. And he got the hemo, I gave him the hemoheme and the noni juice. Last Thursday was 13 days when I saw him next. And he came up to me and he says, "Ma'am, that stuff really works." So he says that he had hematuria, which is blood in the urine. It's gone. He said he had no more trace of the hematuria. He said, "My prostate has improved." He said, "My kidney numbers are reversing." He said, "When I go home at night, I was squinting even close up to the TV just to watch the TV." He says, "Now I can see clearly across the room." And he was going on and on. He says, "My energy levels are up and all of that." So I was really so excited about it. And I said, "Is there any possible way you could give me your labs like before and after? Because I would like personally for that to be a part of my portfolio." Because that's pretty impressive to know that somebody who was ordered to be on dialysis and now he's saying most of his symptoms are gone, subsiding. And
Wow.
the other testimony is,
Wait a minute. Before you go to the other testimony,
uh,
my question, did he tell you how much of each that he was doing? Or had you already told him how much to do?
so I had told him to do 4 of the hemohemes per day. So that's,
Fantastic.
yes, four, and then a full glass of the little mug that comes
Yes.
with it
Yes.
of the noni. Yeah, so he's on his second batch now.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so he's doing much better. I actually saw him today because I was on the job site today for a good he arrived about 8 o'clock and he left like 5 p.m. Energy levels are up. He's doing good. He's like, wow, that thing really works. So he's actually a member. So I told him that he could go ahead and, order his own product now
Great.
and start because he has a powerful testimony and to start sharing it with others.
Indeed. Definitely. Thank you. And okay. And the second testimony
And the
that you
second testimony is I still do work like as a nurse supervisor at the hospital, and one of the nurse managers has cancer of the breast with metastases. She has been in and out of the ICU, on the ventilator, on high flow oxygen, and this last stent here, she was in a good 4 weeks. Several of us managers got together to purchase, a protocol for her from Atomy. So we gave her on Friday at 1 p.m. She was in the ICU on high flow oxygen. We gave her the noni juice. We gave her the hemoheme. We opened it up for her and have her suck on it. Um, and we gave her the high dose vitamin C. Sunday morning, they downgraded her from the ICU with just regular oxygen, regular 2-liter oxygen from high flow oxygen that she has been on for weeks. And 3 weeks before she was on the ventilator. So I think that that is pretty impressive. So, encourage her mom and her husband to continue to use it. We have
So
just
she
been
was in
thrilled.
the, excuse me for a second, she was in the ICU?
In the ICU on a ventilator 3 weeks ago, but has not been able to leave the ICU because her lungs are so bad. So she's been on high flow oxygen. So the regular unit will not take her with high flow. She still has to be in ICU under careful watch.
Okay, so the parents then made the decision to give her that? Who made the
The,
decision to give her that?
no, they finally we have been telling them about the atomy. I've been telling
Right.
them about the atomy, and they finally agreed to take it. So
Okay, okay.
several of us nurse managers got together to get the products for her. I mean, like to purchase it.
What?
Yeah.
Compassionate nurses, compassionate. Are y'all hearing this? Wow. And because they gave y'all permission, y'all were able to do it.
Well, not the doctors didn't give us permission. Her husband gave us
Right,
permission.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, them. Yeah, the husband did. Somebody that had the authority to say, yes, we
Yeah.
would like to try
Hmm.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, see, sharing the good news, that is awesome. Definitely. So,
So yeah, we've
okay,
been pretty happy, and she's doing well. We check on her every day. She's doing much, much better than um, last week, where she was still struggling in the ICU.
fantastic, fantastic. Hemohim, uh, scientifically is good for the respiratory. That's in the National Library of Medicine and it's also in Google Scholar. If you do a research in Google Scholar, you see that it also helps not only the immune system but also the respiratory system and many others. Oh, somebody said there are people in waiting. Thank you. People in waiting. Can't be. I don't know, man. That must be an old message because I disabled the waiting part. All right. So, is there anything you want to finish on, Don?
No, that's it for now.
Okay, fantastic. Fantastic. See, we are being empowered this evening. I hope y'all are taking note. Okay, taking note. Okay, Maria, I see you have your hand up.
Yes, good evening, Pastor Sturzer. Good evening, everyone. Yes, I have a testimony. One of my downlines customers, she is pregnant, and her testimony is about hemohim. And so she was having a problem with her baby. She was having subchorionic hemorrhage, which is just basically bleeding between the uterine wall and the chorionic membrane around the amniotic sac, during her pregnancy. Okay, so they were telling her that the baby was pretty much floating in blood and they did not expect the baby to survive. She also said the doctors had found a cyst on her left ovary. And so she was having a lot of problems with the baby. They did not expect the baby to survive. She was having a lot of pain, in a lot of pain. So they kept monitoring her. And, she had to be on bed rest and had restrictions. She couldn't lift anything. But she started taking the hemohim. And now she started taking the hemohim. After she started taking the hemohim, she went back to the doctor, and the baby's heartbeat had been really kind of really weak, but now it's much stronger since she took the hemohim. And the surprise was the doctor said that they could not find any more blood leaking into the amniotic sac. And so they said that where her baby was swimming in this blood, they was expecting the baby not to survive at all. But now she is able, the baby's going to be fine. They're telling her now that she's going to have a very healthy baby. She's feeling much better. And she said she's just going to, they told her, whatever you're doing, just keep doing it. She's going to keep taking the hemohim. And she's just really excited. So I'm just excited about that testimony because it saved her baby. The hemohim literally what saved that baby because they told her she was not going to be able to have that baby if things kept progressing. So that's the hemohim testimony.
Wow. Wow. That's wow. I mean, that's a faith move. I'm telling you, we got people that are making faith moves. I mean, see, I mean, that's a faith move because you're talking about, the baby life is in jeopardy. That's incredible. You know, the just shall live by faith. I tell you, that was a faith move right there. Sometimes you got to step out on faith in everything. Now, uh, everyone, when someone else is talking, please keep your mic mute. You know, because if I have any problem with with people keeping that mic muted, I have to kind of make some adjustment there so everybody can keep your mics mute when someone else is talking, please. So, wow. Now, man, I mean, I am just blessed on this evening. I hope everybody's blessed on this evening with these testimony and learning. Oh, by the way, Maria, uh, did you say, and I might have missed it, on how much of the hemohim that she was taking?
She did not say how much she was taking. She just said she's going to keep on taking it and just make sure she stays hydrated because that's what, she needs to do. But she didn't
Okay.
say how much she's taking. I can find out how much she was taking.
Yes, that would be great. Yeah, so that others may be able to, to relate. Because it might have been just one, or it might have been just two, you know. But that's good to know. But she stepped out in faith. Okay, all righty then. I love it. See, y'all write that down. Get an understanding. Okay. All right. We gaining some wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Praise the Lord. You blessed us this evening. Novalet, you have something to share?
Well, not really. It's not a testimony. I just wanted to say something in regards to Maria's testimony. We have always said, don't give hemohim to pregnant mom. Well, we just got a testimony on that. That is a game changer. Oh my gosh.
That is correct.
I was just blown away with that testimony. I said, oh my gosh. I would have never have offered that to a pregnant woman, even if they were having complications. Now, I'm so glad I'm on tonight. That's what I want to say.
Okay, thank you very much. And I'm gonna tell you something else that changed long ago too. When we start seeing people give this to their kids, even infants, we have some powerful testimony as far as kids is concerned. Now the company still does not recommend it. Does not recommend for people with pregnancy and everything. But sometimes you got to step out on faith. When something's in your spirit, when the spirit is leading, you see what I'm saying? Yeah, sometimes you got to be bold, and know. Okay? And we're making some faith moves with these products on this evening. Some faith moves with these products. And that's a good thing right there. Okay. All right. Fantastic. Fantastic. So, all right, now before there are two things I want to do before because we have about 90 people on here, and what I'm gonna do is We got some very important information to share with you guys because a lot of us are on WhatsApp app and everything is fine. But we need to share something on this evening, and everybody need to pay attention and be mindful and pay attention to this warning on this evening. Okay? All right, now, Eunice, could you unmute your mic and tell us what happened to you just almost like a few minutes ago, like what, within an hour or whatever? There was something that happened to her, and Eunice would like to share so that everybody would know to be mindful of. Okay? Eunice, can you unmute your mic?
Yes. About 15 minutes before the hour of 8, I received a call, and it was a Massachusetts number. And it was a gentleman with an accent who asked for me. I told him this is Eunice. And he said, I'm Patrick with Atomy, and I'm calling to confirm that you got the link for the call tonight. And I said, oh, yeah, there's going to be a call with Edward. You said you're referring to the call with Edward Strozier. No, it is a call with Florence Linder tonight, but there's another code or something to that effect. And I could it was a language barrier, but I could definitely understand him enough. But so he kept asking me about a code, and I said, "You mean I said there's a call, 8 o'clock call with Edward Strozier, right?" He said, "No, it's Florence Lander." He said, "You didn't get the code?" He said, "It's a 6-digit code," and I said, "No." So I looked back at my WhatsApp. I said, "No, I got the link for tonight's call," and he said, "Oh, I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna send it now." And he said, "Look in your regular text messages." So I looked, and sure enough, it said, and I quote. It says, your WhatsApp account is being registered on a new device. Do not share this code with anyone. Your WhatsApp code, and then it gives a 6-digit code. He said, can you give me that number? And I was going to give it to him. And I thought about it. I said, wait a minute. This sounds like fraud. Like nobody's ever called to confirm that we're going to get on the call. So that's when I just immediately hung up. I didn't say anything. I just hung up, and I tried to call Edward. I didn't get an answer the first time. And then he called me again, and I just didn't answer the call. So yeah, that's definitely fraud. So I think what happens is if you give them that code, they can get into your WhatsApp account and do what with it. I don't know, but I know there's a lot of fraud going on with WhatsApp. So just be mindful.
Ma'am, I'm going to jump in. This is Elder Danette Casey, and you're absolutely right. Everybody should never, ever give somebody a code because they're taking over people's accounts. There's a way that they can get into your bank accounts and things of that nature, including your email, and then send things out to people as if it's you. So you did absolutely right. I've gotten 6 of them. I made note of their numbers before I deleted their numbers, and you might want to do that too, because they keep changing them up. If they don't, if you're smart enough to not give it to them and then get their information, then you can get them reported. And yes, they're people from other countries doing this. So you did the absolutely right thing. I've gotten about 5 or 6 of them this year, and I'm careful because my ministry is global all over. I get all the types of calls, but you're right. When someone asks you to give them that code, don't do it because then they have access to everything.
Wow. Yeah, didn't. And like I said, I kind of figured it was fraud. So, wow.
Thank you very much for sharing that information, both of y'all. Okay.
And you know what? One other thing, he sounds just like one of the guys on I don't know if it's a Sunday night call or one of the calls. That's why he sounded very familiar. Is there a Patrick that's on one of the calls?
I don't know. I don't know a Patrick.
Okay.
No.
I didn't know if they were just randomly picking a name, but he definitely sounded like one of the guys. That's why I kind of believed it at first. And I'm thinking, why? And then when he asked me for that code, I just automatically knew. I said, no, this is fraud. Nobody asked for your code. Can you just give me that code? Look at your text message now. And I looked, did you get a 6-digit code? I said, yeah. He said, can you give me the code? And I said, hold on. And that's when I hung up. But all right.
Yeah. Okay.
Carry on.
All right.
All right.
Okay, we're gonna carry on. Hey, thank you for showing some love. You know, she didn't keep it to herself. She wanted all 96 people here to know about that. And thank you, Elder. Remember, this company is global. We can't be afraid to go global. We just got to be mindful. You know, we just got to be mindful. You know, we can't be scared. We global. You know, but things are happening. Big major corporations go through things. So who are we? You know what I mean? We just got to be mindful. We got to have our, how should I say, intent. We got to have our antennas up, you know, for scams and things like that. And that's what time it is today. You know, they got AI and some of everything. But, you know, we got both Elder and Danette. I hope I pronounced that last name correctly. And also Eunice Hall that's sharp enough, you know, to pick up on. So let us be sharp as we continue to go forward. Definitely. All righty then. So right now, before I bring Dr. Walita on, she shared something with me, and it was kind of cool. Let me see here. Let me see, did I get a chance to get my download all the way through? There's something on the internet that Dr. Walita ran across, which is pretty interesting. And this probably going to maybe lead into some things that she's going to talk about. Okay. Now, this is not a, let's say, a health video. Okay. But something unique came out within this, you know, within this video. And so I want to share this video with you guys. Let me go here and go to my share and just listen for a few minutes. But as soon as she talks about the key information in relationship to tonight, then I'm going to stop it, okay? All right, but great information, great information.
Different. And every time of the day, the enemy is also doing something different. For those of you who don't know, the sun, S-U-N, we assume that the sun gives us vitamin D. Have we all heard of this? But do you know that different times of the day, the sun gives you different types of vitamins? This is God. And so if you are in need of vitamin D, if you notice, any of you who have been told that you are in need of vitamin D, the sun has to be at, I believe, 30 UV rays or something like that. That happens from the hours of about 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Most of us are where? At work. Because sometimes you look at yourself and you're like, I've been outside. But you've been outside in the morning and probably during the evening. But the times that the sun gives out vitamin D, you're inside. This is why a lot of people are vitamin D deficient. Doctor, am I saying the truth? Thank you. And so you have to understand that the enemy has knowledge, and he knows that different times of the day require different things. And so this is how the enemy works. So
okay, I'm gonna stop it at that part right there. That is pretty amazing right there. And I just want Dr. Walita to kind of you know, bring us up to snuff on that. See, now a lot of us are not able to make it outside and sunbathe, and a lot of times we have on sunscreen block during that time, and so it's not getting through. So I want you to be mindful of that. We learning how to work this thing supremely. Okay, when the Bible said, "Haven't done all understand," we learning how to work it, supremely. So, Dr. Walita, can you share with us some things that are significant like that? That's pretty cool. You can unmute your mic. Did she step away from her Zoom for a second? I saw her earlier. Hmm. Now, right now, after hearing that particular information, I was talking to Dr. Walita earlier, and she was saying that, a lot of times those are during the time in which we have lunch on our job. Sometimes you might have a little lunch outside. Now we do have our D3. Oh, Dr. Joy, did you see that video we just showed?
I did. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I did watch it. See, I talk about a lot of times that we've got a new slave master, and it's our food. But there's another one too. The world, life can steal all your time so that you wouldn't have time to go outside to get to D3 because you got to work. If you worked at night, you're sleeping in the day. You worked in the day, you're inside. You didn't get your sun. That's why we are suggesting that you not only get your D3 and your plant-based calcium, but you always going to take extra D3. You have to. Otherwise, you couldn't even assimilate the D3 that we all need to stand up straight. The D3 is food for your bones, food for your nerves, and food for your muscles. So we've got all kind of sciatica issues. We're not getting enough of the calcium, and we didn't get the D3 enough to assimilate the calcium. We better take some more D3 because we can't just up and quit the job. But so I know Dr. Williams, she will tell you sometimes, so if you're taking your calcium, you always take it at night, take at least 2, and she will go up to 4 sometimes on that D3. I'm definitely going to say take 2 D3 with your calcium. And if you haven't been sleeping well, you're not digesting your calcium, so you must didn't have enough D3. If you're not sleeping well, because your body has to have rest to repair. Well, if your back is hurting, you must not have had enough calcium, so you must not have had enough D3 to assimilate the calcium. And the doctors are quick to say that you have a pile up of calcium in your system. And it's not so much that, you just didn't get enough sun, enough D3 to be able to digest and assimilate your calcium. Wow. And people get on your nerves. That one over in the corner and the left wing of this office, she always gets on my nerves. But it's not her. You just didn't feed your nerves. And we have to be able to feed our nerves. People are calling us out every day. So yes, we must increase the amount of D3 if you're not going to get out of that office. And then you almost have to pay attention. Don't put all the sunscreen on. Please don't put all those lotions on to block skin from acting and well. You always brush first before bath anyway. So to move that your skin off as the ash open necessarily, because that be more of the D3. That's basically what happens.
Excuse me,
Pastor.
Doctor, but you must be riding down the road
We
because
need
you're
extra.
breaking up. Yeah. You're breaking up. You're breaking up. You must be riding down the road.
Okay, so
Now I heard you clearly just then. It's saying that you're.
oh, you can hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now clearly.
Okay, I just plugged back in. So
Okay.
taking D3 is not an option. It's we take in nutrients through our breath, through our skin, through our water, air, water, sunshine, along with our vitamins, minerals, trace minerals, enzymes, hormone, protein, and essential fatty acids. Yes, sir. So we need the sun if you want to be healthy.
Fantastic. Fantastic. That's that D3.
Yes.
Right.
So don't take your calcium without the D3. You can take your D3 without the calcium, but don't take the calcium without your D3 extra. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we all need the calcium to heal. Here's a point. Put this in your memory. Nothing heals without enough calcium. You had a little fall, you had a little trauma, you cut your hand, a bang on your head. Nothing heals without enough calcium. If your heart is under stress, it's doing this rapid heartbeat, the heart is a muscle. Remember, calcium is for muscle, bones, and nerves. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Walita. Dr. Joy. Thank you. Wow.
Yes, sir.
See, don't we have some compassionate healthcare providers? I tell you, we've heard some compassionate healthcare information. Even on the road, even on the road. So, oh, by the way, Dr. Joy, I'm asking you in front of 101 people. You know, when we want you to put on the calendar when the next time you're gonna do a little preparation for us. You know, I know people were asking and they got excited, about what you did last time. So be prepared. Will you be prepared? Real soon. It doesn't have to be next week. But to put us on the calendar, we want another little cooking demonstration, raw cooking, different cooking.
Okay.
Okay.
I'd love to. And we can do week after next if you'd like.
Okay. All right. That'll
Wonderful.
work. That'll work.
Yes.
Everybody will be back in town, everything, and comfortably. And so, all righty. So tonight it has been very powerful. We got some great information. Um, so we kind of evidently Dr. Walita might have had to step out, on this evening, but that's all right. We got some super fantastic information. Some brand new, outstanding. Each one of those testimonies was just so super. So I want everybody to continue to invite, and invite people out. This particular video, I am going to try to have it up ASAP. Okay, so be looking for it maybe like on a let's say by Sunday, by Sunday. So okay, so it was very powerful. We got some good. I'm gonna get the uncut out there. It's gonna be uncut, definitely. So it's about 8:53, and I feel like we really got some things done on this evening. So we want you to come back next week so we can find out more information. I know somebody had put in, there was a few questions on tonight, and but come on back next week because we're going to share more information that can probably touch on some things that you're going through and everything. And we want to empower you to make the right decision. Okay. Because remember, a lot of us, really a lot of times in general, have, let's say, certain autoimmune disease, certain circulation disease, and the Dr. Jim will cover that in the right information. Okay. So I'm going to get ready to say good night at this time. To say good night, John Boy. Wait a minute, before everybody say good night, Don, did you not just put your hand down, or did you have something else to say?
I'm sorry, that was an error.
Okay,
Let me-
okay, all right, cool.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Don Marie, everybody. I did not know. I did not know the testimony was going to be powerful. I love all the testimony. I believe all the testimonies are powerful. Like they say, I was just playing, but I was, that's the joy within me when I hear each one of these testimonies is exciting to me. I don't care if it's about the teeth and the gums. So, okay. So stay excited. Let's keep this thing going. Invite. Good night, good night, good night. Good night, Hilda. Good night, Rue. Good
Good night.
night, all.
Good night, everybody.
all
God
the
bless.
moms.
Good night,
Good
everyone.
night.
Good night,
Good
everyone.
night.
Thank you.
Good night,
Good night.
Blessings,
Good
blessings.
night, everyone.
Thank
All right.
you.
Good night.
Shalom,
Good
blessings.
night, Dr. Joy.
Good night.
Hey,
Good
Good
night,
night,
everyone.
everybody.
Good
night,
night.
night.
Good night.
Good night.
From
Good night.
Kenya. Good night from Kenya.
Good night, Bernard.
Good
All right,
night.
kid. Good
Good
night.
night, Maria.
Good night, Florence. Florence, good night,
Good night,
Barbara.
Florence.
Good night, Miss
Good night.
Florence.
Good night.
Good night,
Good night.
Francis.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone. Good night.
Yes,
Good
indeed.
night. Good night. Good
Marie.
night.
Good, good night, Maria. Good night, Emma.
Good night, Emma.
Good night, Sharon. All righty. Good night.
Good night, Florence.
Good night.
Good night.
Martin.
Night, Miss Florence.
Yes.
Good night,
Good night,
Bye.
Good
night.
There's
Night,
that pretty
Maria.
hair. No, Leck got a new camera. Okay.
I'm using a different computer.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
I don't ever use this computer, so that's why.
Oh, okay. Okay. Fantastic. All right. Good night, Evangelist Francis. Good night.
Good night,
All right.
Kenya.
Indeed. Indeed.
Good night. Good night from
Tony
Kenya.
Gray.
Good night.
Good night. Good night, Lillian. My. So many. All right. God bless. Yes.
Good night, Florence. Good night.
Yes. Patricia. All
Yep,
righty.
good night, sir. Good night.
Good night.
Good
All right.
night.
Good night. Okay, we're going to end it at this time. God bless. You know the rest. See y'all next week. Bye bye.